Hey everybody, welcome to the Disc Only Podcast. Marcy Cramble, everybody. It's December. It's the Disc Only Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Proton John, and I am thankful for it being really fucking cold outside, so I have an excuse to not leave my house.
Hey, Murphy Cramit. I'm Tom, and I'm thankful for my parents being here, so if any embarrassing stories come up, they could fact check.
Merci, Christian. I'm Stephen George, and I am awake.
Moodily Krim Krim, and I was the one who thawed out Mariah Carey so that we could have her dulcet tones in our ears once again.
You're the
You
one
thought
that
her out
wanted
too
her
early.
for Christmas.
I thought her out the day after Thanksgiving. I did not. It was not too early.
Listen, no, you thought her out the day after Thanksgiving. Everyone else thought her out the day after Halloween.
That is a very true statement. Freaking July 4th. That's when
There
she
you go.
started thawing out.
Man, John, you said that it's cold there. Is that because you live in the north?
Yes, Steven, it is because I live in Canada.
Really bringing that energy. You said you were hoping it wouldn't leak out during the...
Don't worry, it is going to explode at any moment. Just you wait.
Nothing like a good
The
old
alarms
energy
go off.
wink.
Steven's a critical mass. Steven's a critical mass.
Woo, woo. My phone currently says it is minus 22 Celsius. It feels like it is minus 33.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
And in the F.
And in the F, that's probably...
If you could give me that in the F.
That's about
Probably minus 5 feels like minus 30?
Jesus.
25? Somewhere like that.
minus 7 feels
22,
like...
Yeah,
feels
22F
like
is minus 7.6
20.
apparently.
Feels like minus 20.
Okay.
basically it's freaking cold, is what it is.
Man, I want you to know that it was 60 F today, and I went for a lovely walk.
It
That
was
sounds
around,
nice. That was not
And
an
I
option.
live in Texas.
How is Texas?
70F.
Yep.
That's a
I
lot of
hate
Fs.
you all.
It's a lot of Fs.
Up where Erica's parents live, it's around like minus 40, I think, Celsius. Which
You have
is
a Fahrenheit converter as a chatbot?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I think it's backwards for some reason, so it does like the wrong ones.
I think it's a great idea,
confused.
though.
We taught it wrong. It's a joke.
Minus 22 Celsius is minus 7.6 Fahrenheit. So, and what did I say? Minus 32. Minus 32 is minus 25.6 Fahrenheit.
You can't slip in that Kung Pao under the fist reference under my nose, Stephen George.
Look, man, that's a lot of nuts. So,
So I want to tell you about a thing that happened to me that I am currently experiencing. I'm experiencing this thing. I've been experiencing it for several days now, and that is Mallory.
We're proud of you for taking the mega dose of PCP, Stephen.
that explains so much.
Someone please help me. My lovely wife gifted me a Christmas present, and it was an Apple Watch. And I have been on the fence about owning an Apple Watch for many years because I was like, well, that is for a fitness person, and I am not a fitness person. But as I have gotten older, I've realized that truly we are all a fitness person because you have to move your body. So I've had this watch on now for several days, and I'm very good about following directions because I really love rules. And when my watch is like, listen, bastard, stand up, I'm like, yes, sir, Captain, sir. And when it's like, listen, you jackass, take a 30-minute walk, I'm like, I will do it. I'm going outside right now. So I've been doing all of this exercise, and it has been lovely. Like, there was a period in my life where when I got the exercise, I was like, I can't do the exercise. It's like, you gotta like go do things and you get sweaty, and I got like other stuff to do. But the truth is, when you move your body, your brain gets like more blood in it,
Oh yeah.
and then you feel good.
You feel good and you think good.
Yeah.
And you could do a thing better because you could think good and feel good.
And all it took was being bossed around by a watch.
Yeah, all it took was for a piece of tech on your wrist to say, "Obey Apple."
Yeah. Like I'm a total, my watch is the Dom, and I'm very willing. I'm very willing to take instructions, and it's been going really well. However, there is some bad news to this.
I need to.
And that is.
Can we go over some bad news real quick that I just want to address in the chat? Artists, no. Artists, no.
Artists, save it for tomorrow. Art block, I'll be fine.
So here's the thing. As it turns out, and this may not come as a surprise to some of you, if you don't do any real exercise for like 6 months, and then you have a thing strapped to your wrist that's like, move your body, do it, after a few days, something interesting happens, and it's called your body seizes up.
You got soreness, buddy.
That's only part of it, Tom. That's only part of it, because you do get the soreness, which has made life interesting, and I'm adjusting. But my bowels they seized up, where I did not poop for 3 days. And on day
that's because you were
3,
efficiently like absorbing things, like you were actually like using food efficiently.
I guess on day 3, I was very concerned. I was like, I haven't pooped in 3 days, and I normally poop 3 times a day, so like this is not correct.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Three times a day?
Did you have any sort of like swelling, or like did you feel pain at all like during this?
No. Well, I mean, the pain came, but like, no, up until the point that I went, like, no, I was just, it was like something I realized. I was like, I didn't poop yesterday. Wait a minute. I didn't poop the day before. Uh-oh. And like, that was the farthest I got, because like, I'm Stephen George. I am a big man. I eat a lot of food, and I had eaten a lot of food. And I was like, man, this is not good. And, I thought that maybe I would try and expedite the process, so I had just a little extra coffee. And then I felt a little rumble in my tummy, and I was on the toilet for over 90 minutes, and there was screaming. And, exercise has been fun.
What?
Bro, did you
Even.
dislodge something that's been in there for years with this?
It's the gummy swallowed decades ago.
yeah, back in high school.
It's possible. Anyway, I have to keep going, right? Like, it will get better. But I gotta tell you, this initial hump was a lot. And let me tell you, it's a little upsetting to be sitting on the toilet, making one of the worst poops of your entire life. And the thing strapped to your wrist, which is somewhat responsible for the pain, is like, hey, buddy, you need to stand. And I'm like, go to hell!
It's time to stand,
Not right
dude.
now!
You got to give it a safe word. You got to tell it the safe word. Just yell
What
bananas.
stand icon, man.
So I understand that, like, maybe yes, there was some issue with like the exercise causing this. What was your diet like?
So here's the thing. I eat relatively well. I do. But also, I have bowel issues, like, intrinsically. So it doesn't really matter what I eat. I just have IBS. So if you have IBS and you don't move for a long time, and then you move a lot in a short time, the IBS gets real bad real quick. And that's the takeaway. Because I didn't eat anything terribly unusual.
Because the peristalsis, or whatever it's called, like, it really ramps up because you're using more muscles at that point.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
at
basically,
least that's what I think it is.
So basically your bowel's just sitting there like, hold,
Yes.
hold.
Well, okay,
Yes.
do you guys get the travel poops, right? Where like you're going on a trip and you don't poop for like 2 days?
Yes,
No.
absolutely. Well, the
John?
thing is, it's like, it's only whenever I'm traveling like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, my body doesn't want to do that, and it knows I'm going to be in a car for 8 hours, so my body just like, hey, I'm going to hold on to that for you.
Did you say your body
sorry.
doesn't poop if you travel?
Yeah.
What? That must be nice.
This is wild. If you look at chat right now, it's like 50-50. People are like, well, of course. And other people are like, what are you talking about?
The podcast hosts are 50-50.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So I have IBS. So if I travel anywhere, my stomach's like, well, we're not. You woke up early. You're on a different like time zone. You're on like a different timeline, and you've been eating completely different food. Time for you to just be immediately ill.
It's time to poop, man.
Last month I was in LA for Indieland, and my body was just in pain the entire time. My body was like, all right, you live here now. You live in your hotel room. You're not going to do anything else. You will be ill.
The Apple Watch, if the Apple Watch yells at you to get up, I think I should get one.
Yeah. I've well,
you know what
Steven,
else
first
yells
of
at you to
all-
get up? A cat.
Yeah.
Well,
Steven,
I got the dog, and the dog will sit at me and whine at me.
I want to welcome you, Steven, to the world of fitness because it's really fun once you get started.
welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah,
man.
it's
like y'all remember how we talked about like the Peloton thing about a year ago?
Why was there a gifted sub to pooping straw?
Ew. Anyways, like we ended up getting one of those bikes, and it was probably one of the best things that we had ever done for our body because like I don't use the bike very much, but Erica does. But I use the yoga portion of freaking Peloton so much. I think I'm over like 100 classes now. And it is great. So welcome to the freaking Apple Watch using workout club.
Well, you know what really finally pushed me over the edge is that we moved to Raleigh, a few months back, and systematically, like more and more of our friends have been moving here, and almost everyone has an Apple Watch. And as of iOS 16, they added the fitness app to it. So all of a sudden, I'm connected to all of my friends who have this. And every time they go for a workout, or every time they go for a walk, or every time they do anything, I'm getting notifications on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And that camaraderie makes exercise easier.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And also the Apple Watch is like completely gamifies the whole thing, where there's like points and you're trying to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Steven,
And
did
I
you
was
just
like-
learn the power of friendship? Is that what we're learning about right now?
Yeah.
I've never had a damn friend.
It's like the end of Sonic Heroes. Steven is Sonic, and he's going to show you the real superpower of teamwork.
So it's actually been great. I've had it a few days, but there hasn't been a single day where I haven't closed every single ring because that's what the watch says to do, and we must obey the watch.
Yeah.
Our Apple overlords, man, I tell you.
They're I don't know. Well, it's weird because you think like anytime it's like I always think of like the ulterior motive of what the Apple Watch would want, and usually in a situation like this, like they'd want to fatten you up to eat you. What is making you fit do for the Apple Watch? I guess makes it better for you to be able to like run up like a power generator on a treadmill, right?
They siphon the energy from your body through the watch, and it gets beamed straight into Apple headquarters.
Well,
in
that's like
Cupertino.
that's like the plot of the Matrix, right? Like humans are batteries being kept in suspended animation.
Basically. They're also trying to like map the Earth with GPS, so that's probably one of the other reasons. Honestly,
maybe the AI has discovered a buried alien computer somewhere and is trying to find the rest of them by mapping out the world with by using the humans to walk around the world.
The other thing that has been interesting is to obtain the sleep data, because I wear it the thing charges almost instantly. Like I just put it on the charger when I get a shower, and when I get out, it's fully charged. So I'm like, okay, I can wear this basically all the time otherwise. And the sleep data is very interesting because if you have a bad sleep, you can look at a picture of it and go, yep.
Okay.
See, I've only wanted to do a sleep test, but at the same time, I feel weird about like giving my sleeping information to Apple or Google or any company really.
I like the idea of it charging instantly, so it's like you put it on the charger, a breaker flips, and it's charged.
The entire house just goes dark, and your Apple Watch is just bing. It's good to go.
Yeah. All right. Time to charge it. Like the loud crack.
I've had to replace our television 4 times this month, but the watch is charged instantly.
It's like a power surge. You get the bill, and it's like a graph of your electricity usage, and then there's like very little times where it's like for a nanosecond it just spikes up.
So like I've never
Have
used
you
the
done
sleep
any of the
thing.
sleep stuff?
No, I've never done the sleep stuff with the Apple Watch. I do have a sleep number bed, and it comes with the like the little app with your phone to where you can connect it, or you use the phone to like move the bed and like make it harder or softer. But that also has like Sleep IQ, which takes like recordings of you, and you can see like what your sleeping score is, and that's kind of cool. Like I like that a lot, especially with like the
I
whole,
do not want to gamify sleep. I do not want to wake up and find out someone beat my high score in sleep. I will go insane.
Okay, well, John, I got bad news. It's not that this is built into the watch. There's not a gamification for that aspect. However, if you do wear it, it breaks up your sleep into 4 different sections, like awake, core sleep, REM sleep, and deep sleep. So you actually get a chart of like all of the times throughout the entire night that you were asleep, and it gives you like the amount of time in total, for instance, that you were in REM sleep. So before I got the watch, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, "Yeah, me and my other friend actually compare REM sleep to see who got more REM sleep." And I was like, "That's so ridiculous."
Weird though.
But then I got the watch, and now like every day I wake up and like I'm comparing with Mallory. I'm like, "So who got more REM sleep?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah, I won. Yes, I did a good sleep last night."
So which watch?
Are you gonna start doping? Are you gonna start doping by taking taking like melatonin before you go to bed?
So I was sick recently, and I was sick for like 9 days, and I was taking Sudafed, and I could not.
Tell.
I was taking Sudafed at night, and you can't sleep. And there was one night, it was getting progressively worse, and then the last night I took it, I woke up the next morning, and it was like, "You were in bed for 9.5 hours, and you slept for 4." And I was like, "That's not good," but also I agree.
You know what's funny about taking melatonin is that it actually stops you from getting REM sleep. Like, it's weird. Like, it stops you from like dreaming.
Interesting.
Which is where REM sleep is. So.
Well, is REM sleep also like kind of necessary for feeling restful the next day? Because I feel like I take melatonin and then I wake up and I'm still tired as hell.
Well, yeah. So melatonin helps you to go into the deeper things during the beginning of the night. Like you go into like I can't remember what it's called, because there's like there's wake, there's REM, and then there's 1, 2, and 3. Whenever it comes down to the different remember, I've done research on this.
There you go.
But like and that's the thing. Like melatonin helps you to get into that, but it kind of stops you from dreaming. Basically, it stops you from getting into that REM sleep, which is exactly what REM sleep is. It's dreaming. Basically. And contrary to popular belief, unless you have like a disorder, you dream every single night. You just don't remember them.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But and Infatomes actually makes a good point. Sometimes it is the opposite experience where it helps you to dream. So it really depends on the individual. But most of the time, it's like it supercharges your what is it? It supercharges your deeper sleep, and then it like slowly comes out. If that makes sense.
I see. So instead of going, because what is it you said before? You go from like light sleep to REM sleep to deep sleep?
No. You go whenever you fall asleep, you go straight into deep. Like straight into deep sleep, and then you come back out of it. I can actually, if I can look up a, I got.
He's got his notes. He's getting his notes out.
Here come the visuals. I'm asking though,
sleep? Sleep cycles. If I can find a good thing, it'll make a lot of sense. But yeah, it's actually ironically hard to find a good freaking thing. Anyways, here, y'all talk for a second. I'll find it and give it to you.
So about 20 to 25% of your time asleep should be how much REM sleep you get. So if you get 7 to 8 hours, you basically should be aiming for about 90 minutes. And again, not to gamify the whole system, but the other day I had 2.5 hours of REM sleep, and I felt great. I woke up and I felt great, and then I looked at the information, and I felt even better because it said that I felt great, and I believed it.
This watch is really just bullying you around, dude.
Well,
hey, listen, we all need something in our lives, John.
Well, it's giving you the data, and it's telling you that like this is the healthy sort of like thing that you should be doing, right? And then. So then, like in the case of like of Steven with his 2.5 hours of REM sleep and feeling great, it's nice to feel vindicated that it's like, yeah, I am this is good. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Also, it's a psychological effect, right? And it works in both ways, unfortunately. But if you actually do a good sleep, and your phone or your watch or whatever is like, hey man, you did good, you feel more rested because it's in your head.
Exactly.
The problem is if you have a bad sleep and then your phone's like, dude, what's going on with you? You didn't sleep. You do feel worse.
So yeah, if y'all would take a look at Exhibit A, sorry for audio viewers. It shows
it is a chart of REM sleep of the different stages of sleep.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
So ironically, this is actually outdated because stage 3 and stage 4 are technically together now. Basically, you fall asleep, you go straight into stage 3, and then you come back up to a little bit of REM. You do a bit of dreaming, you fall back asleep, like deeper, and you REM again, and then a little bit less sleep. A little bit less deeper sleep, then longer REM, and then that's why it's really good to try to do like lucid dreaming stuff at the end of the night because your REM cycles are much longer until you wake up. So yeah, I like.
There will be
stuff.
a test.
Yes, and your I was gonna say your subscription to John's channel depends on it.
Oh my god! I see. Like my channel's the one that's in trouble, of course.
And it's worth 70 for. I flubbed that.
70 for bad for beer.
That's why the robot uprising hasn't happened yet because they can't say 70%.
It sounds like you need some sleep there, Tom.
I do.
Don't we all? Except for Steven.
Except for Steven, yeah, who's getting great sleep.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was super on the fence for so long. And now I'm like, you know what? No, I'm here. I think it took me until my mid-30s. It took me until my mid-30s to be like, wait, no, I need to move my body. Oh God, I'll die. And to understand that that's a part of like normal adulthood and not like fitness guru, because like I'm not gonna be fitness man. I just want to be like
in shape,
average health man.
Yeah, you want to be like healthy. That's the main part of all of it. Because like. Yeah. Also, which watch do you have? Do you have like the newest one?
Yeah, I got the 8.
Okay, so I have like the 4 or the 5, and like it doesn't do any of that sleeping stuff.
Mao has the 5 and it does the sleep, so yours might.
Might be a 4, honestly.
Or you might have a 4.
I have an idea for Christmas.
Competitive sleeping.
Dude, yeah, I want your Apple ID.
Find something new to get into arguments with your loved ones about.
I want to fight Steven for sleep supremacy. That's what I want.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
I feel like I'm going insane listening to this.
I mean, like the thing about sleep and like getting adequate sleep and trying to make your life better. Like you don't need a watch or a phone or anything to do that. Like the trick is go to bed at relatively the same time, try to sleep for relatively the same time. But it is helpful when there's a little monster on your wrist that's like, why don't you go to sleep now? And you're like, well, I'm playing a video game. It's like, but will it be there tomorrow? And you're like, yeah, I guess.
The other thing too is that it's like some of us, myself, calling myself out here, have no self-control. So having that little monster to tell you to go to bed, it helps.
Am I the only one who be like, you're not the boss of me, little robot man, and just lock it in like a drawer or something?
See, Erica's the one that's like, yo, Jared, go to bed for me. Like, because she goes to bed a little bit earlier because she gets up to whenever she goes to work. And she's like, I'm going to bed now. And I'm like, I am not tired in the slightest, but I will join you because my sleep schedule sucks.
Well, okay, so it's right here that I'd like to officially announce the disco-only competitive sleeping league. So we'll have stat blocks, we'll have standings, we'll do like a round robin sort of thing. We'll have a season of sleep, and then we'll go into we'll do this for like 3 or 4 months, and we'll go into March Madness. and then we have the off season where we don't compare anything. In the next December, we start the season again.
Bro, I really actually want to start like a forum or something for lucid dreaming. That'd be so fun.
Start like a Discord server because there's a forum feature in there.
Yeah, you're right. That's a pretty good idea. I already have a lot of stuff on my plate already, so maybe for next year I'll do that.
And if you're sleeping well enough in the league where you decalcify your third eye, then you automatically win.
I just want everyone to be happy and
See into the
healthy.
abyss.
And like part of that is sleep and part of that is exercise. And like if a device can help you do that, then whether that's an Apple device or an Android device or a Fitbit or like whatever the hell, like I hope that everyone finds something that works for them, because health is important. And I haven't been unhealthy necessarily, but I definitely haven't put as much effort into it as I could, probably because I've been busy with like moving and all of the extra stuff that comes along with that. But I really hope that moving into like next year, for one, that I'll keep up with this, and then also for anyone else who has an interest in doing something with their health, find something that works for them.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like the main thing that got me and Erica into doing stuff, funny enough, was well, first of all, we challenged ourselves to walk every day for 2 months before we made a big purchase, right? Because we wanted to get a Peloton bike, and it's like, well, if we're not going to freaking do it, what the heck's the point? So we did go for a walk every day for 2 months, and we were like, you know what? All right, let's get it. And doing that and become like I don't really interact with the community that much through Peloton, but like just having it with me and Erica, like on the same app, being able to track our stuff, like keeping like a streak going and stuff like that. Like I really love numbers. And that is the thing that got me, because I'm not going to go to a gym. I'm sorry. I'm slightly like just about going to the gym. I'm antisocial when it comes to exercise. Only exercise though. Like everything else is fine. But like I have we up in our third floor, we freaking have like the finished attic, and we just have the bike up there. So we go up there to work out, and it's wonderful.
Is it insulated up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to redo the entire thing because the house was filled with mold when we bought it.
Ooh.
So yeah, we remade that entire thing, and now it's beautiful. It's purple up there. It's like it was Erica's office, and we moved it. Now that she does stuff downstairs, mostly in like her gaming rig is basically the PS5, which is fantastic for Final Fantasy 14. We turned the upstairs into a workout area, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, nothing worse than an uninsulated loft for for anything, because it gets cold as hell in the winter, hot as hell in the summer.
We got ourselves a mini split upstairs, man. That sucker's awesome.
In the last place we lived, the upstairs had, let's just say, problems. And in the summer, I died. I've actually been resurrected multiple times through the use of Dragon Balls, and I'm starting to believe that Shenron is tired of my crap.
Shenron's tired of everybody's
Well, it must
crap.
be the Namekian Dragon Balls, because you can only get wished back once on the Earth Dragon Balls, which means Steven has developed space travel, or just Goku owes him a lot of favors.
I think the second one's more accurate. Oh, really quick, Steven, I got a book that I would recommend that you read, because you're like into the whole sleep thing.
Is it Everybody Poops?
Yes, that was my first
for the
recommendation.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's a book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, and I'll send you the link to it. It's really interesting. It goes into like all the stuff and how like caffeine is the one like stimulant drug that we give to kids. It's like crazy, dude.
Okay, yeah, send it my way.
Yeah, we'll toss it. I recommend everybody read it. It's fantastic. It'll get you thinking about why you sleep.
I try not to drink caffeine that often. I really wish, because I love soda. I wish that I wish colas, I wish they were pushed more caffeine-free colas, because I like cola. I like Dr. Pepper and all that jazz. And it's really hard to find caffeine-free soda that isn't diet.
Yeah, and that isn't garbage.
Yeah.
I will do like a coffee a day, like a coffee whenever I get up, but I try to stick away. I try to stick away from other stuff if I can. I had a Pepsi tonight though, and it was freaking glorious.
Meanwhile, I have not had caffeine since 2004.
Dang.
There's some times where it's like if I get out of bed and I'm in that position where I look at my imaginary Apple Watch and there's nothing recorded for the REM sleep, I'll be like, dang, I do need a coffee today if I'm gonna make it through it. And that's pretty much it. And that usually happens like once every 3 months. But for the most part, I don't drink caffeine.
That got me. The imaginary Apple Watch.
I don't have one, so I had to.
Well, it's really just a FOMO device. So once you talk to more people that have them, and you're like, oh, I want to participate in the gamification of exercise.
Well,
it'll just appear.
Like you make it sound so fun, and now I'm heavily like I was at no intention of getting an Apple Watch, and now I'm heavily considering getting an Apple Watch.
See,
I
this is a
mean,
funny thing. I had a discussion with Emil when I was down at his place last month, and he was like, "Yeah, I've got like a smartwatch, and it just keeps yelling at me that I'm not looking at my phone. So I got rid of it because I didn't want to keep looking at my phone."
Huh. What? I've never had my phone yell at me to look at my watch.
I usually
I'm sorry,
turn
backwards.
I have push notifications turned off on everything except for like Twitter messages and like certain like notifications for like when certain amiibos pop up or pack snippets.
Well, I can't speak for the Android devices, but like for the Apple Watch specifically, you can get like notifications from your phone to your watch, but like you can't, for most of them, you can't really interact with them. So like you can respond to like messages, but for almost everything, it's you can't do anything from your watch. But that's also not the point of the watch. The point of the watch is to let you know that something happened, not for you to
like,
open the app and do a thing.
Put your phone on vibrate? I don't know. Like that. I get. Like a smartwatch seems neat, but to me, it just seems like an extra step.
Well, I mean, it could be an extra. It could also be something where it's like get a notification where it's like, because I feel like a lot of the time you're going to be like getting notifications where it's like you need to know that happened, but you don't need to necessarily respond to it immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, you can always turn those things off. Like the only thing that I have my watch tell me is if I have like a text message. I'll look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, and then later on I'll look at my phone and respond. Or if I have like a phone call that's usually spam, I can just be like, frick it.
in my personal opinion, from having this thing for just a few days and using it, like if you are not going to use the fitness functionality, I would not in any way, shape, or form recommend the device.
Yeah,
Would you have cared about a Fitbit instead? I'm actually just asking this from like a marketing standpoint. Would you rather have had a Fitbit, or would you care? Do you care more because it auto syncs with your phone?
Welcome to the health section of the podcast.
I mean, it's better than the sleep section that always comes up every like 3 or 4 episodes.
Sorry.
There are some more features on the watch, and then also the fact that it syncs with my phone and also my computer, because everything in the house is Apple. It's easier. It is. Does it cost more? I mean, it does cost more than a Fitbit, but there's also more features to it. But that's something to consider. Like if you're strictly interested in the exercise stuff and you don't have. I mean, you can't even use an Apple Watch if you don't have an iPhone. I'm pretty sure you have to have an iOS device. Then, like, you should consider a Fitbit. Like that would be a better choice for people.
Man, I remember when this podcast used to be about restaurant stabbings.
There's so many different options, man. It's just
Reset
finding
the counter.
Finding the right option for you is the most important thing, I think.
It's true.
And it just like, with me being a Apple or iPhone user, like it makes sense to have an Apple Watch in that situation. But I had a Fitbit before. Well, no, it wasn't a Fitbit. It was like some off-brand thing. Because like Fitbits actually work really well. I can't remember what it was.
It was a Fitbit with like I with an umlaut.
Fitbit.
A Fitbit. Fitbit.
A Fitbit. So it would actually interfere with my phone's Bluetooth. And it would frick up my headphones because I had like a pair of Bluetooth headphones before I had my AirPods because, oh God, he has AirPods and you can't hear him coming. Or he backwards. Anyway.
No, we've discovered a new functionality, stealth mode.
Yeah, stealth mode. Yeah, you put them in, nobody can hear you. But
you vanish to the world.
Yeah, it would interrupt my Bluetooth capability with my phone, both to my car and to my headphones. I was just like, what in the frick? So that is one of the reasons why I ended up getting an Apple Watch, is because that actually worked. But like the off-brand Fitbit was actually freaking up everything else around me. So I was like, okay, I'm not using that.
Maybe the Fitbit was intercepting Bluetooth reception and sending it back to the third-party company that made the Fitbit.
Oh, maybe. Like, oh my God, they were listening. They wanted to know exactly where I was jogging.
Exactly. Speaking of jogging, I want to go back running again, but my ankle is still fucked up from when I fell.
Oh man,
y'all really selling me on exercise and smartwatches today.
Bruh, it's like, oh man, I think like this is funny coming from me playing drums all the time. Exercise is so freaking important, dude. Like, like before I exercise regularly, I was going to physical therapy for my back like twice a month, maybe 3 or 4 times a month. And now, because I'm in decent shape, it doesn't nearly hurt as bad. And I'm also fixing other parts of my body where I have, like right now, I have tendonitis in my wrists. And the exercise, like gentle exercise, like yoga and things of that nature, have really been helping me to get back into, decent shape. So, like, I will 100% say freaking do it. Do it.
Yeah, exercise is awesome.
Yeah. Do it, John.
It's cool.
This podcast brought
I
to
ain't
you
giving it
by
a peer pressure.
exercise.
I ain't getting yelled at by no wristwatch.
I think it. Hey man, don't knock until you try it.
You know what
don't
my
know how you
exercise
feel.
is? Shoveling snow.
Don't knock the Apple iDom until you try it.
But no, when I went out running one time, this is a story in and of itself. I went out running one time, and about a half mile from my house, I catch a curb weird and roll my ankle. And I had manatee with me, so I'm sitting there in pain and for a while. Fortunately, there was somebody nearby. But if that person wasn't there, I would have had to hobble back to my house a half mile on a sprained ankle. But no, fortunately there was I think it was a door-to-door salesman was nearby, and he was just like, "Oh man, look, what am I doing?" And it's like, "Do you need an ambulance?" It's like, "No, I don't think I need an ambulance because I hate American ambulances." And it's just like, do you need a lift home? I'm like, yeah, could you please give me a lift home? So he gave me a lift home with the dog. Champion of a guy gave me a lift home with my dog.
Did you buy something from him?
I did not. He didn't sell me anything.
Okay, fair enough. I would have said, man, you better have bought something from that dude.
Yeah, I think as this is the last podcast of 2022, and I think as we finish off the year, just making sure that we, encourage everyone to at least give a passing thought about their health is a good way and sentiment to end off the year.
And I think it's good that you do it before the resolutions come through, because New Year's resolutions are just I personally find them a recipe for failure.
They are way harder to hold than making it outside of the time. It's the reason that you see people go to the gym at the beginning when they start their New Year's resolution, and then the next month it's empty.
Why do you think that freaking Planet Fitness has their hats all over NYC during the freaking things? They sponsored the crap out of all of the New York City ball dropping events because they know people are going to freaking buy that crap and never use it. It's ridiculous. And it's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Let me say that.
100%. I had a thought and it fluttered away in the breeze on the wind.
Like a dream. By the way,
Jared, no.
No, okay. I remember what I wanted to say. It was that fitness doesn't have to be all about because a lot of people think fitness and they think of losing weight. It doesn't have to be all about that.
Yeah.
Just being active, getting some I don't want to say muscle mass, just getting your muscles up and working is good for you. It does not have to be about weight.
Yeah, it's just regular exercise, 30 minutes a day, even 20 minutes a day or something. Going for a walk, dude. It's
that's all that you need to do.
Yeah, I'm not trying to lose weight. I just am trying to make sure that the heart does something where it won't stop later.
You're also a beanpole, so I don't think you need to lose any more weight.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be great.
If anything, you need to build a little bit of muscle, but
yeah.
No offense. I'm not trying to be. That's not what I meant. But it comes
when
off
you
that
come,
way automatically.
if I ever visit you or you come out to Austin, I'm gonna get you on a weightlifting program. Oh,
oh my God!
You're gonna be tall and buff, man.
Oh God.
We'll get you the right protein powder. We'll figure out what weight set works for you. Figure out a routine for you, man. It's gonna be great.
Dude, Mal actually said something really good. Setting a theme for the year instead of making a resolution for New Year's is so much better, and that is a absolute truth.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Why is that?
Because I plan out my themes for every year, and this upcoming year's theme has changed. So now I'm like, oh God, what do I have to do?
I remember one year, well, the year before this one was character development. Like that was my whole like shtick on stream. It's like I'm learning how to freaking spell and and stuff like that.
Spell?
Dude, it's an old joke that we left back in 2019 where I misspell everything, and I've gotten way better. I have learned how to spell correctly because God, people just do not know how to let that joke die.
Jokes never live on.
No, they do. Trust me.
I mean, like part of the idea as well is to like, I don't know, like it's weird if there's a joke about you that you want to die. It's weird because like interacting with it and like trying to like, because they're looking for that rise, right? Mm-hmm. They're looking for that rise out of you.
Yeah,
but like ignoring it and letting it die naturally could take a long time.
So here's the thing. My chat freaking loves bringing up the fact that I spelt 100 followers incorrectly a long time ago because I found it really funny myself. And it's funny for the couple of times like, haha, followers, it's funny. But whenever people just bring it up out of nowhere, out of context, just to make fun, that's when it drives me freaking crazy. Because if we're talking about it, that's okay. But if you're just like, if you come up to me at a convention, be like, haha, followers, I'm like, frick off, like, come on, and that right. I've actually had somebody do that at a convention. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're definitely not somebody I want to talk to.
Hey kids, want to get punched in the face by Jared? Just walk up to him and say followers.
Do not freaking say that because people will do that crap at MAG.
Yeah, well, and they'll get punched in the face.
I'm not gonna punch somebody at the face at MAG. Only at MomoCon. Not really. I love MomoCon.
Is that an invitation? I can't tell.
I mean, listen, John.
Yeah.
I am always down.
I will, Jared. I will get punched by you one of these days, and if I gotta go to MomoCon to do it, I will.
I'm not gonna punch anybody. Period.
You said you'd do it at MomoCon, you liar.
Listen, I've said a lot of things, Tom. Okay.
I think someone's response to like jokes and stuff like that really depends on the individual. Just because, like, for me, part of my humor identity ever since I've been like very, very young has always been self-deprecating humor. So anytime I do something stupid, like I'm vlogging stuff. This is like on-demand content. So like I will do something or say something stupid and like it's in the vlog. I have a chance to remove it, but it's in there on purpose and like I'm aware of it. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes a running joke and I always go with it just because that's kind of my thing. But I also am acutely aware how for most people that would get very old. Because if someone brings up something that you said or did like 12 years ago, for most people, they're going to be like, oh, please, Jesus, move on. So what I instead try to do is to always be creating so much self-deprecating humor that there's always
people
something
get sick of it sooner than you do.
Like, people don't have to bring up stuff from 12 years ago because I did something real stupid last week, and we can talk about that instead.
Do you have any self-worth?
Oh, I have a ton, but I am also like first and foremost an entertainer, and I have been since I was a child, and like that's more important to me than how someone feels about me in another aspect. Like I want to be first and foremost a comedian, and I'm fine with that.
See, I'm down for like laughing at myself for sure. Like that is one of the main things I do on my cast, and I will play that crap up, man. If I like make a mistake, I'm just like, oh my God, like that. I will play it up, and that's how I am in real life. Honestly, you can ask my wife. I get very animated like whenever I find out that I have screwed something up, and I'm like, oh my God, But there's a time and place, I would say, like whenever you're trying to keep like a really good energy in a cast or something like that, and people, I wouldn't even say people. It's like one person just trying to get a rise out of you, like driving you crazy on purpose. That's just annoying, right? Mm-hmm. But like whenever it's like, yo, the entire cast is having a good time, everybody's in on the joke, that's fine. Like, haha, look how you dropped this stick, and everybody throws their sticks in the chat. Like, that's fine. you know, and I'll sit there and I will play sad music as I look into the camera and be like, my God, that's so sad. Can I get 5 gifted subs? You know, and like you play it up. But like,
hey, digital assistant, play Sprigatito.
What is Sprigatito?
Sprigatito.
It's one of the starters from the new Pokemon game. That
Wait, is there a song?
No, well,
you know Despacito?
The voice actress Christina V sang Despacito as Sprigatito.
Oh, okay. I am unaware of this, and I love
Sprigatito.
that. Oh my God, I did not know that was a thing, and I need to go look it up. But yeah, also, which starter did y'all pick for the new Pokemon game? Curious.
Sprigatito.
Yep, me too.
Fuecoco.
Okay, so I almost picked Fuecoco, honestly, just because of how wonderfully derpy he is in the opening cutscene. I wasn't expecting him to be as derpy as he was. Like, legit. I love him. Erica picked him. I picked Sprigatito. So I love Quaxley, but the final evolution of Quaxley doesn't stop dancing, and I hate it.
I haven't seen any of the evolutions. I'm avoiding it for as long as I can.
Fair enough.
Not going to reveal anything here, but the final evolution of Quaxley, their cry sounds like a bit from Phineas and Ferb, where Dr. Doofenshmirtz is sitting in front of a bunch of cameras looking at all the monitors and singing, "Eat the cereal, looks like this!"
Oh my God, it does! Oh man, that's so good, actually. Like so whenever I beat him, like in one of the fights, I forget what was it. Oh my God, Sandwich, I love that, by the way. Holy frick, that's wonderful. That's AI
dreams and sleeping. So y'all getting eyeball partners by default.
From the AI file or AI series. Did you give me a Hydra one? That's awesome.
Dude, Sandwich, you completely derailed me, and I'm okay with it because this is wonderful. That is the coolest thing, because like...
So John's the Hydra. Mine kind of looks like a Quagsire. Steven and Jared's look like cats.
Yep. Oh, that's adorable. Sorry, I don't even know where I was going. Like, that's amazing, because like AI Somnium, Iba was actually one of the first characters I drew back whenever I first got my iPad. Like, I was on a plane and I was like, I want to learn how to draw. That's whenever I freaking figured out that I wanted that to be a thing. So Iba was the first. So seeing that just completely like derailed me and short circuited my brain back to like 2018.
we played that on stream Saturday. So
that game is great.
What was I gonna say? We didn't go. Steven, have you had a chance to play the new Pokemon games?
No, I haven't played it, but I did do a Google image search just now for weed cat, since so much of chat was chanting weed cat. I don't really know what I was expecting.
That's Sprigatito, if you want.
I've connected the dots. I hope everyone is enjoying their
weed
cats,
marijuana feline.
Yep.
Dude, Erica got me a Vaporeon in game and traded it to me, and he became my main throughout the entire game. Like, I like Sprigatito, but I mean, you can't go wrong with freaking Vaporeon, dude.
Nice.
I had what was the attacks? Surf, Acid Armor, freaking Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump, dude.
Nice.
Acid Armor is busted with Vaporeon because of his high freaking HP stat.
Yep.
Dude, it's so good. If you can find a way to get 3 stacks of Acid Armor off, you're at max defense at that point, physical defense. It's just insane.
There are so many good new Pokemon in that game.
There is Tinkaton. Number 1, Tinkaton is my favorite new Pokemon.
Everybody loves Tinkaton, and I get it.
Oh, I do hate. Okay, let me tell you the funniest thing about Tinkaton for me. Tinkaton has a move called Gigaton Hammer, which has 160 base power and 100% accuracy. It is ridiculous, but it is on a character with one of the lowest physical attack stats in the entire game. So it's just like, why? Why would they have done that? It makes perfect sense because you up that freaking attack and she's unstoppable, basically. But oh my God, but there are a lot of really broken Pokemon in that game, dude.
Oh yeah, some of those abilities are nuts that they've added.
Yeah, like oh God. There's So have y'all heard about the ghost dog Pokemon getting banned from tournaments?
No, because I'm avoiding spoilers for Pokemon.
I'm not going to spoil what it is, but
It's just a ghost dog, like
it is a ghost dog.
like in
But-
that Disney ride.
Let's move on from something else then.
All right, yeah, we'll move on. Like you got like whenever you get into it, John, I want to talk to you more about it because like it's one of the most fun Pokemon games I've played in a very long time. Like glitchiness aside, like it is an absolute blast.
So anyway, it's Christmas. I just want everyone to tell me what they are most excited for about the holidays. It could be a very minute thing. It could be pie.
Let me think.
It could be Christmas lights. I don't want to speak for my wife, but her answer might be Christmas lights.
Eggnog is back in season. They picked it fresh. And
I
juiced
would say like honestly the gift giving, even though like it's such a cliche type of deal. I just love watching people's reactions because like I try to find stuff that is very, what is it called, personal and like actually like meaningful, if that makes sense, because I just don't like buying stuff to buy stuff. But yeah, that's probably my favorite thing.
See, I feel
John
bad.
or Tom?
I'm the one who lives in like a cold climate, so Christmas is always tied to snow.
Yeah, it's freaking cold.
Snow and cold. And Bagel screaming to go out, but he can't because it's too cold for him to go out. But I mean, I like lights. I like the Christmas lights, and usually it means I get a chance to see my parents because they'll come up and stay at my sister's house, so I'll go get a chance to see them. The downside of though is that it usually is a mark of like, oh yeah, well, con season's coming up, so get ready for that. So it turns more into gotta work more than anything.
That's fair. Like, are you hitting up MagFest this year?
Yep, confirmed. We got a panel and everything.
Nice. Very nice. We just got, God, we had to wait like a month for our hotel reservation to actually go through.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were waiting for MagFest to be like, hey, you're good. It was like one day we weren't able to get a room, then someone finally canceled it. So that's
Tom,
wonderful.
do you have anything that you're particularly looking forward to for the holidays?
Freshly picked eggnog.
Picked?
Oh, yours is eggnog.
Oh yeah, freshly picked eggnog. Yes.
That's a fair answer. Mal's a big fan of eggnog, and I can have the world's smallest sip of it, and then I go, okay, it's too rich.
Wait, so we gotta back up. Why is it picked?
He's making a joke because of like freshly picked orange juice.
Oh, I had to mute because my dad was asking for the Wi-Fi password.
I was confused there for a second. I'm like, wait a minute.
Let's back up on the assembly line here for a second, because technically you have to pick the eggs out of where the chickens' butts were. So you are picking the eggs there.
No, man,
it is kind of freshly picked eggnog.
You get all the proper ingredients for eggnog. You pick the eggs, you milk the cinnamon.
Yeah. Well, that's not a joke. You can milk anything.
Yeah.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
You scrape the sugar.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're feeling festive, you got to go digging out for some whiskey or bourbon to mix in there.
It's true.
I've never made eggnog, so I would not know.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, like you got the. There's a lot. There's a lot you can do there. The extraction process for the vanilla, you got to make the vanilla bean sneeze in order to get the extract.
I mean, Mao enjoys eggnog a lot and likes to drink a lot of it around the holidays. So when she's at home, it's not boozy because otherwise she wouldn't get any work done. But when we're like at Alex and Haley's house, like that eggnog smells very different.
This has really big going to the music store energy from a couple years back.
The Coliseum bit. You gotta smell the drumsticks to see which ones are the best.
Yeah, that's all I could think of. I'm like, this is the most nonsensical like description of getting eggnog I've ever heard.
There you go. Now, don't forget to sort of like to give the eggs a good squeeze. If they crack in your hand and get egg goo all over you, that means they're ready.
And if they don't, that means they're hard boiled. Don't use them.
That's what you should also do at the store.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Squeeze the eggs with one hand.
All
Maybe
12
don't,
of these
don't,
eggs
don't
were ready.
juice the eggs at the grocery store, please.
Perfect.
Hey,
Wrap them up. I'll take them.
Hey.
Especially...
Do not juice the eggs.
Don't juice the
Freshly.
fucking eggs.
Oh man.
God, and that's another thing, is that there will be another Coliseum at some point in the future, and isn't that exciting?
Yes, it is. Except I may have to do a punishment cosplay if I'm not done at some point with Xenoblade 1. And then I'm like, well, maybe the offer I'll do for after Coliseum is do another cosplay one. So I think I just might be addicted to cosplay again at this point.
You've done it.
Now, John, since you are one of the people who is like allowed to talk, is there any new information that we can give people about Coliseum or not?
Not
yet?
until next week's meeting.
Well,
I can say
Okay.
we do know the date unless something comes up at next week's meeting.
yep,
Yes, the date.
the date.
The date.
Can't wait for the date.
Which is redacted.
Yeah.
Something,
great.
something, pulling up my sensor noise.
Wait, what?
Hey, the sensor noise that I got. The date, which is bad.
Oh my god. Tom, what is the device that you have that does that?
That is the Line 6 UX2, and it runs through a program called Pod Farm.
Okay, I didn't know if you had a like a Go XLR or something like that.
It was the device I use was made for guitars.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Tom is a guitar confirmed.
Yep.
Can't wait
It's
to see more
true.
of that.
Fling-a-ding-a-ding-a-doo. That's me being a guitar.
All of my favorite songs are Fling-a-ding-a-ding-a-doo.
No, not fling, pling. Pling. P-L-I-N-G. Fling-a-ding-a-ding-a-doo.
Wow.
Gotta get
If
that
anybody here
onomatopoeia
knows
in a
how to-
specific way.
Anybody here knows how to play the guitar? Can we get a little riff of pling-a-ding-a-ding-a-doo?
That's just what is it? The lick. Fling a ding a ding a doo. It's perfect.
Fling-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a.
That actually, you know what? That is something I like about Christmas. Sorry, not some. I don't want to say something. Like, there's many things I love about Christmas.
I hate
and holidays.
Christmas, Stephen George.
There is a rumor. There is
my
a
favorite thing about
terrible
Christmas
rumor.
is Tom being a guitar.
There is a terrible rumor. There's a terrible rumor that I don't like Christmas, and it's not true. It's not based on anything. But there's something I do really enjoy about the holidays, and that is every holiday season, every Christmas, my grandfather, who passed away many, many years ago, we still have his guitar, and I always get out the guitar and I play Christmas songs for my family at Christmas. That is one thing that I always look forward to because it means a lot to my mom to see her dad's guitar get played again, and that is something that I do really love about the holidays. Something very wholesome.
Well, that's just wonderful.
I was gonna make a joke about how you don't like the holidays, but I can't follow up. such a heartfelt.
Well,
thing
Tom, if
with
you
the
want
guitar.
to, if you
wanna
just
throw
want to go
down.
ahead and say something.
Gonna say you used to not like Christmas, and then you had that condition with the enlarged heart, and now you do.
He stole a bunch of presents and trees and then realized, oh, wait, no, this ain't that bad.
There has been
Yeah,
more
that-
than
that
one
must have-
occasion
it's not
on more than one Christmas where my wife has referred to me as the Grinch, and it is not based on anything that is worthwhile.
You're not the copyright-free grunch.
the grundle.
It's I think I have had
Jared
Good
going,
word choice.
The
Good
grundle.
word choice.
I said the grunch.
I
No,
think
not
in the
you,
past-
Jared.
I think in the past, one of the things that has happened is that I have, and I don't know if anyone has ever noticed this, but in the past, I may have had a bad relationship with work-life balance. And sometimes I didn't even really know the holidays were approaching. So I think maybe that had something to do with it, where it was like, oh yeah, Christmas, this thing,
That's
this
kind
thing
of
that
me
prevents
now.
work. It's better now.
No, that's kind of me now, is what I was saying.
Oh, well, that's not good. Don't do that. That's really
I
bad.
gotta work, man.
Yeah,
Make that money.
2022 has been the absolute best year of my life for work-life balance by such a wide margin, not even close. And man, it's been good. I've focused much more on my life than on my work. And sometimes that is not great, but it's only not great for work. It's really great for life. And I think as a result, I will probably enjoy the holidays a little bit more than I have in the past.
Well, that's good.
My dog just brought me a sock.
Nice segue. No, it's your Christmas.
Well,
It's his Christmas stocking. That's what it is.
That's a stocking.
His stocking is an ankle. His stocking is an ankle high Nike sock.
Listen, we
He's
we
not
all make do
particular.
with
He
what
just
we
wants
have.
to have a stocking.
I'll have to hang something somewhere because we don't have a fireplace.
Do you have like an actual stocking for Manatee? Because we have one for Bagel.
No, because I didn't spend Christmas here last year. I drove up to my family's house, so I don't have a stocking for him.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I love. We have 3 stockings: one for Reese, one for Bagel, one for myself. And I love just the dichotomy, like the difference between the 3 of them. Like Reese is just like this green stocking with the letter R on it, so like you can tell like it's a nice classic looking stocking hanging up above the fireplace. Bagel has like a red stocking with like cat paw prints all over it, so you know it's for the pet. It's very cute. And mine has the Ninja Turtles on it and says "Merry Mutants," and it is just green.
I love it.
Oh, is that your childhood stocking, or did you?
No, that is one we bought like 4 or 5 years ago.
Incredible.
God, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles they're good. They were good then. They were good now. They helped potty train me. I mean, it's just everything about them is wonderful.
Have you guys ever seen the Muppet Family Christmas?
Muppet Family
No, actually.
Christmas?
Yes. It's a Christmas special that is very difficult to air because it has the Muppets, Sesame Street, and Fraggle Rock, which are all owned by different people.
Yeah, the licensing on that would be nuts.
So, Muppet Family Christmas is really good. It's so good. It's like the one like Christmas special I think of when I'm like when I was like a kid, because the whole thing is just like they're driving to Fozzie's mother's house to surprise her for the holidays. Meanwhile, she wanted to go on vacation and opens the door and there's all the Muppets at her door.
Oh, I
And
think
it's
I've
great.
actually seen some of this because I recognize that actual setup.
Yep, and then and the whole thing, there's like a run-on joke where it's like they all slip coming in the door because of an icy patch, and like the Sesame Street gang shows up and Fozzie's mother is just like, well, we're running out of room for people to sleep in, so y'all are gonna have to share a closet in order to sleep in there, and some of you are gonna have to sleep on coat hangers. It's great. It's so good.
This will come as a brief shock, but maybe not. I've never seen any Muppet anything. I'm aware of all of the characters because of pop culture, but I've never seen any of the stuff. And actually, Haley is planning a Christmas party where we watch not that one, but the other one, Muppet
Christmas Carol. Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah.
So I am going to get a chance to experience Gonzo and Fozzie.
Yep. I can't tell which of the two
others.
you'll relate to more. You seem like a Gonzo guy to me.
We'll see.
It's Gonzo and Rizzo are doing like the narration for it.
Rizzo is the rat, right?
Yes. Yep.
See, I know these things. And I've never seen any piece of media with them.
Someone in the chat just reminded me of something. There's a scene in the Christmas family Christmas special where the Swedish chef tries to cook Big Bird.
Oh,
That was his end game all along.
Oh, it's so good because the whole thing is like it sets up where it's like there's a turkey and the turkey's a Muppet as well, And he's just like, no, you can't cook me. I'm not gonna be able to feed everybody. But hey, take a look at this. And he opens the door and there's a lightning crash. And like the Swedish chef throws his pan in the air and goes, oh my God. Or I guess he goes, holy pork.
It's been so long since I've seen anything Muppets related. Like, I remember, oh God, there's just something that lives in the back of my brain. There was like a Muppet Babies show.
Yes,
at one point.
there's a couple.
Yeah, like that's like the only Muppet thing that I remember watching as like a kid. Like I never watched the actual Muppets, which is kind of funny. I did see the Bohemian Rhapsody video though, and that's fantastic.
Oh yeah. They did a bunch of those. They did one where they sang Danny Boy, but it's all the characters who can't speak normally.
Of course.
So it's like Beaker and like it goes around a bunch of them, and then comes the animal, he just goes, Daddy Boy, oh Daddy Boy.
There was a show that's been on for a few seasons called Holy Moly, and it's a miniature golf tournament. And on one of the more recent seasons, one of the plots throughout the entire show, like as a side thing aside from the contestants, was Muppets related. So like there's like a mystery going on and like the Muppets are involved and they have screen time, and like that's the only thing I've ever seen with the Muppets is them as part of this miniature golf tournament thing, which is probably not most people's experience, but it was fine. It was, I got to see Miss Piggy.
I mean, some people might only know the Muppets from like the Game Awards where Beaker played Untitled Goose Game and got beat up by a goose.
that was very good. He couldn't get the VR helmet off either.
Bruh, I think that them having that spot, like the creators of Untitled Goose Game, them having that spot was better than any award they could have won that year.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's just like, man, you made it into the actual event instead of getting an award at the event. That's just fantastic. The game is so charming, dude. I love that game.
It's such a nice little game. It's also, I feel like it's good for the most part for people who don't play video games that often. Steven, you had your parents play it recently. How did that go?
It's great. There's a video on it that everyone here should watch.
Oh yeah.
And it's lovely because they are not video game people, and watching them just experience, because it's 2-player. Like, when I played it when it first came out, when it just had 1 player, but since then they've added functionality for co-op, and it's very fun to watch people that don't play video games be delighted by the fact that they can honk. Like, that's all that you need. If you want to make a game for casual people that don't normally play games, just give them a game where there's a honk button. That's all they need.
Like a dedicated, like really sort of just a dedicated button that has function in the game but can be used for so many other things, like the honk button, because the honk button can be used.
Yeah,
it's like the dedicated kiss button from Chula.
Yeah, I think all games need a kiss button and a honk button.
Yep.
And I think you should be able to do them at the same time, because you can honk into someone's mouth while kissing them just like in real life. And if that's not love, then I'm doing it wrong, so I don't know.
This implies that Steven has done this to Mal.
Everything is fine.
Wait, follow up with everything is fine?
I've ruined Christmas again.
For honking or for refusing to honk?
Yes.
Both.
There's someone brought up the Game Awards in chat, and it reminds me that there is a I don't know which category it's for, but there's like a what would you call it? Like a movement going on where people are trying to get Sonic Frontiers to beat out Genshin Impact on something.
Oh, dude, watching this has been hilarious. Like, just just the whole idea that Genshin Impact fans and Sonic fans are trying to get their respective game to win. Like, what is it? Is it like
Viewer's choice?
Call it voice? Yeah, viewer's choice.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because like I was under the impression that it was going for Game of the Year, and I'm like, how the frick It was
Yeah,
Sonic
no,
Frontiers Game of
How
the
the hell
Year.
did that happen?
Yeah, and it's impossible for Genshin Impact to have it because it's it's a 2-year-old game. So
Yep.
I was really confused. But then on cast today, people said, "Oh no, it's for Gamers Choice," and I'm like, "Oh, that makes perfect sense." Okay.
There's like, I've seen like so many memes come out of it too, where it's like, what one is just like, it's not that I want Sonic Frontiers to win, I just want Genshin Impact to lose.
Yeah. I've been watching that whole thing unfold with popcorn in hand. It's just been fun. Twitter's on fire, and I freaking love it. Hashtag Sonic Sweep.
Sonic Sweep.
Sonic Sweep. Oh man, like I do very much like Sonic Frontiers. The music is banging. And I've never actually played Genshin Impact, so I don't really have like a whatchamacallit in this race, like a horse in the race. But
Yeah.
just watching it happen is hilarious to me.
I played a bit of Genshin Impact, and it's like, it's a game that seems like fun to play if you're willing to put in the time for it. Because it's basically like if Breath of the Wild was more or less set up like an MMO.
Bro, the reason why I haven't played Genshin Impact is because I know myself and I will roll for the characters I want many times. And I've also not casted it because I know that my cast would want me to roll for my characters many times as well. So, yeah.
Sonic Frontiers, by the way, like what a wild game. Because people, I saw a lot of critiques of it when it first came out. It's honest to goodness very fun.
Dude, it's sick. Like, I was not expecting what they did with that game. Like,
No,
I
not
was
at
like,
all.
okay, that's freaking ridiculous. Also, they got Kellen Quinn to freaking sing in a lot of the music, and I'm like, what? Like, that's like my my from my 20s, dude. Or like from 20 to 25, me and my sister, we would go to like Sleeping with Sirens concerts. So that's just like a blast for me. Because I love that dude's voice. And like, I mean, Unforgettable's insane. Freaking the Wyvern track's insane. Like, so much of the music from that game is just, it blows my mind how good it is.
It's really funny because like you got all this like high action, like high paced, like actiony, like sort of like platforming going on, and you have to stop every once in a while to talk to people, and the cutscenes are weirdly serious.
They are, and I find that kind of funny. Man, you know what my ultimate like just mind blow moment would have been for that game is if they were to bring in like a character from outside of the recent Sonic universe, someone like Sally Acorn or something like that.
They go like the comics or Sad AM or something like that.
Yeah, and I know that it's like almost impossible for that to happen, but that would have been so cool. Like,
that'd be a good time to do it, I would think.
Yeah,
Uncle
like
Chuck appears out of nowhere.
Uncle Chuck, dude.
Uncle Chuck.
I hope that with Sonic Prime they do something like that. Like that's just like a ooh, I hope this happens type of deal.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm a fanboy and like that would be sick. And I think that like the or like reference it because they're going through like multiple worlds in Sonic Prime is what it looks like from the whatchamacallit from
the trailer, yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, that would be so sick. Like absolutely so sick if they were able to do something like that.
The every time Sonic gets brought up, I can't think what pops into my head immediately is a scene from Sonic Boom where they're talking over the radio, and Tails ends it off by saying Roger, and Knuckles goes, "Who's Roger?" And Roger Craig Smith breaks character to say he's talking to me.
dude. Okay, Sonic Boom is funny. That show
was super.
The show is phenomenal.
God, I really wish that the game had more time because it really kind of tainted the Sonic Boom name. But my God, that freaking show is hilarious. That is my favorite Eggman. Just like straight up. That's my freaking favorite thing ever.
There's like an episode where like Eggman is like one of the early episodes of it where it's Eggman is like sick of losing or he got kicked out of his base or something like that, and he's living with Sonic and Tails.
Oh yeah.
So there's like the one part where they're playing the board game and he goes triple star bonus kazoo. That was my donation alert for the longest time.
Nice. Oh man, one of my favorite moments is whenever like Sonic says that one of the other like side characters is just some guy, and then he basically gets canceled. And then like everybody's on the news with it, and then Eggman comes up and he's like, "Can you believe some people? The nerve of that guy!" And I'm just like, yeah. Oh man,
I like how
had me
I
rolling.
like how later in that episode, like he tries to make it right by having the guy come along, but then everyone still gets mad at him because like, what the hell are you doing? He's just some guy.
Yes. Sonic could not win in that episode, man.
No, not at
so
all.
Funny.
The only Sonic anything I've ever seen is like the super old cartoon voiced by Julia White.
Which one?
Which one? There were three.
There were
Yeah,
three.
there were three.
There were three that had vastly different premises and 3 different voice actors for Eggman, but all of them voiced by Julia White.
Oh my
all the
god!
Sonic's voiced
I
by
don't
Julia
know.
Okay, so
Did Sonic have a brother and sister?
I don't think
Was
so.
Tails there?
Tails was there.
Okay, that limits it down to 2.
Oh my god!
So was Robotnik goofy or was he intimidating as all hell? Do you remember that?
I want to say so. First off, let me just address the fact that you are asking me to reach into the
Recesses
stretches
of your
my
mind.
brain.
Yep.
Recesses of my mind from like 30 years ago or whatever, and I'm like,
Yes.
Goofy.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then yeah, no, because those are 2 very vastly different Eggmans. So yeah, that was probably The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Or
All
the
right,
other cartoon one, sorry.
I can also get him a. Oh wait, what now?
We're saying that because it was Goofy, we could determine that it was The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him if there was a chicken.
I do remember a chicken.
That
That
was-
is that
okay.
one, yeah.
Yep, that's Scratch.
I keep
Good
getting
old Scratch.
Sat AM, Sonic AM, and the Adventures mixed up. So you think Adventures is definitely the serious one, and Sat AM is the goofy one, but it's the other way around.
Nah, Sat AM has Sally Acorn and all the other
Yeah.
freedom fighters in it.
And then there was the one that tried to sort of combine it by making it still kind of like dark, but also kind of like campy.
Sonic
Triplets
Underground.
spawn, the throne awaits, see her wands of a deadly fate.
I've definitely never seen more than like a small handful of episodes of this show, but I remember thinking like at the time that it was Sonic, and like that was a big deal because I was a Nintendo boy and I had the Nintendos, but I was still watching the Sonic show, so it's like I was cheating on Mario. I don't think he ever found out, but please no one tell him.
That makes me think of there's the meme image of Dexter in his locker looking at the photo saying I failed you, but instead it's Steven with a picture of Mario.
Mario's
Like me and Mario, like we had a lot of good times in the future. It's not like my little fling with Sonic meant anything.
Wow!
I tell you what, man, freaking in the Mario movie, like Mario's gonna look directly into the camera, voiced by Chris Pratt, and say, "I cannot believe you, Steven."
Yeah, everything was cool. I mean, we did hook
5-minute
back up.
segment.
We did hook back up again when they dropped Sonic Adventure 2 onto the GameCube.
Hold on.
But really, it wasn't even about Sonic. It was just a Chow simulator. So Mario shouldn't be too jealous.
No, wait, Jared just came up with a really funny scenario here. Okay, let's paint a picture here. The Mario movie comes out. Everybody is sitting in theaters watching it, and then in the middle of it, like Mario and the princess and Toad are walking in like a forest or something like that, and the camera stops panning. Toad and Peach walk off stream. Mario turns toward the camera and gives a 5-minute spiel about how Steve and George cheated on him.
I mean.
And it's just omega uncomfortable, just like.
But here's the thing: it's not just at the theater that Steven's at, and who knows if Steven's actually going to see the Super Mario movie. It's in every theater. Every single
one.
showing of it has this rant.
Hedge the bets. Hedge the bets.
And everyone's sitting there confused and slack-jawed, and then it ends, and the show goes on like nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
Every other kid named Steven in the theater is just like, what did I do?
because
No,
I feel like
he calls him out by name.
Oh, full name,
What
not
was
just
the
Steven,
next-
just Steven George.
What was the next Mario game after Sunshine?
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Yep.
Galaxy. Okay.
Which I believe there's a 4-year gap.
Yeah. Okay.
2002 to
Yeah.
2006.
After Sonic Adventure 2, me and Sonic didn't really talk until Generations, so it was a while. But
Yeah.
I kept playing the Mario games. Sorry, Sonic.
Sonic tried to Sonic came back. He had some flowers, and he's like, "Come on, it'll be like old times with Generations." And then it just didn't work out.
Yeah, well, Sonic's track record has been
I was
Yeah,
wondering
then-
what that scene in Sonic meant whenever he called out Stephen George. That was strange.
Man, it's wild that
He
That
kept
was
calling
just for
Olive
me.
Garden and kept calling for Steven, and it just never happened.
Oh, right, because of the Sonic movie, Olive Garden, right. I
Yep.
was thinking, like, for some reason, my brain went to Carrabba's. And I get back to that
No,
TikTok that Steven made about Olive Garden and Carrabba's.
Man, it's so good. Sorry, I think about that TikTok sometimes.
What was the Carrabba's rant? Because it was like I slept and dreamt that, like, what the hell was it even?
It's some weird placard that they had up in the restaurant that was like working here is showing this love through service or something, and I'm like, people are just trying to get by, man. People are working at Carrabba's because they need a job. They're not working at Carrabba's because they believe in making sure that everyone gets the Italian food that will nurture their soul for the business. Like, no, stop with that. Don't put that in your restaurant.
I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service is joy. Carrabba's Italian Grill.
Oh
That
my
is,
God.
yeah. Is that not the wildest thing to put in your restaurant? I had a dream that I served the people, but I served them through Carrabba's. Like, no, go to hell. It's just a place that people work so they can get by. Jesus Christ.
Holy frick.
That's an R anti-work post waiting to happen.
Oh my God, that's nuts. Well, I don't remember you talking about this.
He
Well-
didn't put up on the podcast. It was like he put on TikTok.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Because
I'll,
that sounds like a great topic.
Like there's no part of me that ever wants to be like, hey, go to Olive Garden. But like this is like the one time where I'm like, you know what? Go to Olive Garden.
Yeah. It's like normally you don't advocate for Olive Garden, but in the case of comparing it to Carrabba's, go to Olive Garden.
Yeah, it's I mean, honestly, eat local. That's my best advice. It's probably better. It's probably cheaper.
Local businesses, local restaurants, local businesses rule. They just don't have good advertising.
Also, this is big. Since moving here, there's so many more restaurants, so many more local places, and my experience has honestly been that the local places. I mean, everyone knows that they're going to be better anyway, but they're cheaper. Because I've been to some of these chain restaurants in the past few months with like family and stuff, and like they are expensive. There's not a single thing on the Olive Garden menu anymore that's under $20, and that's insane. It's an Olive Garden. So just eat local.
Well, the other thing is that Olive Garden's portions are massive. Like that's enough to feed that like one plate of spaghetti from Olive Garden's enough to feed a family.
Olive Garden, when you're here. Good
You're
God.
You're eating for your whole family.
Yeah, Olive Garden. When you're here, you're distended.
You're
Olive
obese.
Garden. Did you bring your Apple Watch?
Sit up,
man.
stand up.
Speaking of like local restaurants, I don't like this popped in my head when you brought up local restaurants. When Emil, Tim, and I were carpooling to Coliseum, we stopped at like this local place in like Armpit, Georgia for lunch. It was great. I had a po' boy, and they both had burgers. And we get back on the road, and I start to vlog, and I talk about it. And Emil, as he's driving, like leans in toward the camera and says, "If the waitress at that restaurant is listening, she's cute." Like, why the hell would she be watching my vlog? She doesn't know who we are.
Hey
You
man,
never know.
shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
Into the internet and hope to God that it echoes far enough.
You never know.
You never know. They could be dating right now. Maybe
I mean,
that,
probably
maybe
not,
that
but
shot
you
was
never know.
the most accurate shot of mankind.
That was a fun road trip going from Austin to. I didn't do it all in one day. I did it in two parts. I went from Austin to Alabama to Georgia, and then we carpooled from Georgia to Myrtle Beach for that. And I got the only like bump I had in the road was that a rock flung up in my windshield and chipped it a little bit. But aside from that, great road trip.
I've had
Although it was just me, so I had to keep myself occupied.
I was gonna say, like, a road trip with as someone who's done sort of road trips with Emil and Tim, it's an experience. Like, it definitely is fun. Just like you count down how many times a Weird Al song comes up. Basically, it's just like, okay, I'm ready for this. Here comes Albuquerque. Here comes Emil singing the entire song of Albuquerque.
I don't know what we were listening to on the way. I don't think it was Weird Al. I remember Tim was in the back seat playing Pokemon Legends Arceus the entire time.
Yep, that sounds right.
Bro, I want to now I want to do a duet with freaking Emil of Albuquerque. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll both know the song down to the bit. He went to both concerts that Al did in Atlanta earlier this year, and apparently in the second one they did Albuquerque, and they did it with extra lyrics.
Oh,
extra!
He apparently added on like another verse.
Song?
Yeah, he made it like a 15-minute song. It's normally 12, I think.
Dude, that's so sick.
Wow.
That is without a doubt my favorite song from Weird Al. 100%. Like White and Nerdy's good, but Albuquerque just hits.
Mm-hmm. It's an original too. It's not a parody, right?
Yeah, it's not a parody.
Everything You Know Is Wrong is really good too, honestly. But
Black is White, Up is Down, as short as long.
My favorite is The Good Old Days, and maybe that speaks a lot about me, but that's fine.
Stuck in the drive-thru.
Do you just leave people in the desert all alone, Steven?
We had a chance to see Al in concert a few years back, and it was hands down one of the best shows I've ever seen. Absolutely stupendous. So if anyone is ever on the fence about it, it is definitely worth it.
Although I've got a sort of a love-hate relationship with Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota ever since that one TRG trip.
Oh yeah, and he sang it at the concert that we all went to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Emil was like screaming from like the front row, and Tim and I were laughing in the back.
Because every time we get into the car, like we just had that Weird Al playlist on shuffle. Every time we got into the car, Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota would come on.
Yep, and Emil would sing it, and Emil would Google if all the locations he listed were
Googled.
Real.
Yep, he tried to rope us into that at one point by saying that we Googled it. But no, it turns out that
how he does it.
It turns out that like everything that Al sang about was real, except for one thing that didn't exist and one thing that didn't exist when the song was written.
Oh yeah, like one thing happened later.
Yeah, that was really weird. But apparently the albino squirrel mecha is real.
Why not?
Interesting.
I actually can't remember which one was fake.
Yeah, neither can I, because they're all ridiculous.
Well, gotta go message Emil.
Rule for road trips is not hearing the same song twice. Gotta hear different music.
That album was on loop. I think it was only like an album of like 15 or 20 of Al's favorite songs or greatest songs.
Hits. Yeah.
So we heard a lot of repeats. It
wasn't really a road trip either. That's just when we go to the car to get food or something like that. But no, we got the image up there of Steven as Dexter saying that I failed due to a picture of Mario in his locker.
I'm sorry, Mario.
I don't forgive you.
I'm waiting for that.
Guardians of the Galaxy, and then maybe I'll consider it.
Hi there, it's me, Chris Pratt.
Stephen George, you know what you did.
Listen, man, I bought Galaxy the day it came out. I played it.
But you also played Sonic Generations and Sonic Adventure 2. I don't know how I feel about your lack of loyalty, Steven.
Disappointing.
You need to be a one company man. I also know that you own an Xbox and a PlayStation, Steven.
Oh God!
Come on.
Listen.
He's watching you through your Apple Watch.
I see you play Super Mario Sunshine.
The brief stint with Master Chief, he never even took off the helmet.
Okay, so it was loveless.
He just kept talking about finishing something, fights, I think.
I gotta finish a fight. Also,
You
they
like
should
to
really
play
hire
Super
me when they
Mario
need
Sunshine.
Thank you. Fantastic.
God.
another voice actor.
Now all I need is Vibration is back, and then that's just the Psycho Mantis like hit list there. It's greatest hits.
You play a lot of Super Smash Bros. Melee.
You're just talking into
He's talking to a
bottle?
water bottle. Yeah.
Yep.
Works
Which,
really
that's
well.
pretty
Oh, yeah.
accurate.
You can just do that effect really easily by just speaking into a cup.
Yeah, everyone's chanting Vibration is back. in the chat
Vibration is
now.
back.
Yeah, because in
was that Metal Gear Solid 4?
That's Metal Gear Solid 4, because you can play, because the 6-axis didn't have vibration at the start, and when you played the game, he tried to make the controller rumble, and it didn't work, so he was just confused, like, it's not in there anymore, and then he just explodes. But if you have the 6-axis with the rumble, he just laughs and screams, yes, vibration is back! And they patched that in, apparently, because that apparently was not there at launch.
Well, they did, I don't think they had plans for the DualShock 3 at the time.
Yeah, so vibration is back.
God, Kojima's a madman.
Speaking of madman, let's wrap up this mad podcast, shall we? All right, let's go over our talking points for this disc only. My watch controls my body. Travel bowels. Gamify sleepy time. Materialize your superego. Exercise good. Jokes never say die. Pick a starter. Freshly picked eggnog.
No, you don't pick the eggnog. You pick the eggs. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, but what if you want to pick the carton, though? You pick the carton and put the eggs in there, and that makes the eggnog?
Right. You know,
What is a nog?
a nog. Hold on a second.
It's no egg. That's why you take the EG out, so it's no. It's
Oh
not.
my god, it's
Yeah.
so obvious now.
Yeah,
Thank you,
obviously.
John.
Moo-ped Christmas.
Nog, from the Oxford Languages Dictionary, nog is a small block or peg of wood.
So you slam the eggs into the wood, and that makes the drink. Got it.
There you go.
Moo-ped Christmas. Sonic and Mario. Eat local. Al is weird.
We don't talk about it.
All right, what y'all doing for Christmas? Tom, what you got going on?
For Christmas, I have no idea what my plans are. However, on my YouTube channel, you could find me playing through Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope and Star Wars Knights of the Republic as a Let's Play. I've got 7-8+ hour VODs of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet if you want to binge that. But expect some raids from that coming at some point as well, like the terrestrial raids with friends. Aside from that, in terms of stream stuff, I'm going to be doing some multiplayer stuff with friends, as well as cycling through Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher, Sonic Frontiers, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 until we beat those and move on to something else.
Steven.
So over on Steven Plays, we are finally releasing the Extra Life VODs. So they're split up by game. So if you missed Extra Life this year, that's a shame. But you can watch it now, per game on the channel. And it's a really, really great series. We've been streaming Stray over on Twitch. And we're going to be finishing it up on Friday. And I don't think we have very much left. So we will also be playing, I think, Big Brain Academy for the Wii, which was like the one game for Extra Life that the disc was so scratched we couldn't play it. So it raised over $2,000 for charity, so we need to play it. So I believe we're going to try and do that.
Which game?
This Friday.
Big Brain Academy.
Ah, okay.
So, and if anyone, saw the other Big Brain that Mao and I played earlier this year for the Switch, you'll know that it'll probably be real sad. So if you want to watch something really sad, if you want to watch a grown man just experience confusion and sadness, and his wife just laugh at him the whole time, you should definitely tune in this Friday.
Well, Steven, you're getting your steps in though. You're getting your exercise, and that's increasing blood flow to your brain. So you'll do better, man.
That's before the
You'll be-
recording.
you'll be-
That's after
you'll
the
be
recording.
surprised. You'll be surprised at how well you do.
I might. I'm getting sleep. I'm getting exercise. Mallory should actually watch her back. That's what I'm thinking.
I did neglect to say something as well. Tomorrow is when the Mario Kart booster course pass 3 comes out. 4? 3, I think it's wave 3.
It's
and
wave 3.
I'm gonna be streaming a bunch of that tomorrow at where's the time on this? They didn't give a time. I don't know, 7 p.m. Central.
Nice. Jared?
Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Drum streams as normal at 4:30 Eastern. And final charity stream of the year for Stand Up to Cancer is going to be on December 31st. It's going to be final day. It's going to be New Year's Eve, actually. That's going to be fun. But yeah, and I just hope that everybody has a wonderful Christmas and every other holiday under the sun.
Well, now I feel petty.
I got a bunch of stuff going on here. Tomorrow is race night for us. We're not doing Mario Kart. We're actually doing video game races. So a bunch of the mods and I are going to be just competing in different games. Subs in our sub server are able to vote and decide on the games we're playing. And it's a list right now. It is quite the list. Last I looked, it was Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. It was almost a dead tie between Pokemon Picross and Sonic Adventure DX. And I think what was the third round? I do not remember the third round. So clearly I was super jazzed about it. I'm also tomorrow in the afternoon, I think at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 Eastern, I'm going to be competing on Retro Battle 3 over on Big John's channel. I'm actually going to be, I'm the defending champion currently. So I have to finally play my first round and see if I stay in it. But all the previous champions and like the top 3, the podium winners from the last group are gone, so I'm a little worried. So it's going to be a rough one tomorrow. It's single elimination, best of 5. Okay, the third game was Super Monkey Ball 2. That's what the race. So the race list right now is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, Julius mode. Currently, Sonic Adventure DX is ahead by 3 votes. And then it's Super Monkey Ball 2. So that's the current race lineup for tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'm on my usual Monday, Wednesday, Saturday stream schedule. However, next week is a little special. First off, I think there's a sponsored stream on Thursday. That's just for a new game coming out. But also on Friday of next week, we're taking part of Smile Time Charity. We're going to be doing Sugar Rush Fortune Cookie there. So we're going to be raising money for, I think it's the Prevent Cancer Foundation. I always forget, but I'm pretty sure it is Prevent Cancer Foundation. So we'll be doing that for, I think, 2 or 3 hours for Sugar Rush Fortune Cookie. You want to hang out there. Also, we still owe a bonus stream for Coliseum. We're still trying to get that in. Hopefully this month? Question mark. But yeah, that's
I gave my dates.
that's true.
Same here.
Yeah, I will have those in the Discord after.
Yeah, so there you go. That's what I got going on for me. Otherwise, normal schedule. Dan, what about you?
Hi. Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing Sea of Thieves tomorrow night with Juliet and Hal Diamond. So twitch.tv/motiondan. And yeah. I guess that's it. There's something in the works, chat, regarding disc only stuff coming to y'all. I don't want to give anything away, but it's
To be determined.
TBD.
Get excited for the thing that we are not talking about yet.
Yeah.
We teased something.
I placed my bets internally in my head at the beginning if Dan was going to be able to not say anything, and I was like, there's no way he will not be able to say anything. And then he said something, I was like, haha, I
But
win my
he
own
said
bet.
something but also didn't. So I think if anything, you broke
It's
even.
true.
Yeah.
Also, I guess as a heads up for people, you're probably getting the Coliseum dates like in 2 weeks, if not next week. I'm not 100% guaranteeing that, but don't be shocked if there is an announcement in the next week or two.
In my opinion, it would be wild to withhold the information.
Just not tell them at all.
Like why? Like that? Like that's the thing. Like if we know, why on earth would we not just tell them so they can start making plans a little sooner? That's my opinion. So
we like to make people
if
sweat.
we just won't tell them at all, and then the Coliseum will come around and be like, "What's no one watching Coliseum?
why is no one here?" we've only raised $24, and it was all Tom's.
I can't believe we marketed this so horribly.
It's like the Wii U.
Oh my god.
Coliseum U.
All right, so I guess so the next first Tuesday of the month is the 3rd of January. That's before
My
I leave
dog's
for Manifest.
birthday.
Ooh.
We're gonna be celebrating Manatee's birthday on the Disco Only podcast.
I hope that is the sole subject for that podcast.
We just talk. We'll talk about my 2 years with Manatee,
That'd be great.
or like my year and like few months because I got
sure
him
you have
in March.
plenty of stories, to be fair.
I've got the perfect way to close this off.
All right, this podcast or next month's podcast?
This podcast.
Okay. So yeah, the next episode of Disc Only should be January 3rd, 2023, the start of the new year, the year of change. Let's see what happens there. Let's wrap up. I'm in the wrong server. Oops, where's my cheat notes? First off, I should probably tell you guys, I don't get a chance to do this very often, so I'm actually going to be doing this. We're going to raid my wife. Lucajin is currently streaming Pokemon Scarlet.
Ooh, nice.
And this is going to be, we rarely get a chance to raid Reese because normally we don't stream at the same time. So we're going to be going to raid her right away. But I have been stalling because I can never find the damn server I'm on because I have a huge list of servers I'm into. And I just need to actually trim this down one of these days so I can actually say a special thank you to Popsky for our theme song, Prism Shard for our logo, Paper Pennies for the beautiful art in our intro, and our producer is Motion Dan. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you all next month. Tom, take it away.
Have a Merry Discmas and a Happy Only Days.
It's beautiful. Enjoy the end of the year, everyone. Have a good holiday season. Be safe. Get a little exercise. Eat right.
They can't hear you.
I think they can. We usually leave the mics hot.
Are we really doing this again?
No, I don't think they can.
Okay, now we're live.
Hey
Hey everyone, I just want you to have a wonderful
Welcome to the Disco
holiday
Only podcast.
I'm Jared.
I'm Tom. Steven, you go after me. Where's John?
I go
I'm
after
Dan.
Steven.
I don't introduce myself. This is the year of change. I'm not introducing myself
You know
anymore.
what? I think
That's
I'm ready.
John!
I think I'm ready to reveal Murder Jim.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
All right. Are we ready?
Great. So Murder Jim is the Jim